Hi everyone, here are some self-help tips to manage anxiety. This comes from someone who has a very long lived experience of living with severe anxiety and depression and an acute polymorphic psychotic disorder. And I'm Sophie. Sounds like I'm in my group therapy at the moment. But basically, I've learned some brilliant self-help tips for managing anxiety from a young age until today. And finally feeling like I've got on top of it. And whilst I'll always have anxiety, these are some of my tips that I use to manage it. First of all, exercise. So my cortisol levels and all our cortisol levels tend to be higher first thing on the morning. That's our stress hormone. And when you're anxious, you often wake up with palpitations, feeling like you don't want to get out of bed in the morning. Everything feels too much. So that's why I bust that cortisol with some exercise and get those happy hormones, the endorphins in. So what I do is make sure I get up when I say I'm getting up and when my alarm goes off, wash my face, brush my teeth, drink a glass of water, and then exercise. Even if it's just moving or doing something physical to try and combat those cortisol levels, I find really, really useful. Also, just to use this at any time of the day, just say, okay, right, I'm feeling really anxious. I'm going to put the kettle on. Whilst the kettle's on, I'm going to stack those habits. So I'm going to introduce and do some star jumps, or I'm going to take a walk. I'm going to have some fresh air. Whatever it may be to you, just keep moving. Moving really helps me with my anxiety. Also, positive affirmations are around your house. That really helps. Putting them up in the toilet, in your office, everywhere. These are my affirmation cards from my book. You are not broken. You are beautiful in every way. Be who you are, not who the world wants you to be, and whatnot. Loads of positive affirmations around my house, and I just try and focus on them. And it's just reading something positive and breathing. And honestly, breathing really, really, really helps. It sounds so simple, but taking those deep breaths in and out and trying to move away from the source. So I'm currently in my office and I've got pop-ups coming on my social media, and that stresses me out. And it can trigger my anxiety if I think I've upset someone, or I get, those indirect statuses on social media, and I automatically think I must have done something, whatever. So I know I need a break away. So taking a break massively helps as well with anxiety. Getting outdoors if you can, even just opening a window if you're not ready to go outdoors. But honestly, it gives you some new fresh perspective on life. It's really, really important to try and take a break and breathe. And it's easy for people to say, just meditate, be still. But often I think by taking action and moving, then we're more likely to feel positive enough to be able to be still and breathe and meditate. I also found self-help books work. I struggle with my concentration because of my anxiety, and also I'm dyspraxic and dyslexic. I'm a beautiful mix. So basically, what I do in that sense is I listen to Audible or whatever audio books you've got, because that really helps me, because I can be moving around, cleaning, doing something active whilst consuming positivity. Also, if there are clear triggers, it might be worth avoiding them and only reintroducing if necessary, but gradually again, until you're well enough to be able to cope with that trigger. And also just talking to people, talking to trusted ones, talking to professionals. There's loads of support groups online, in real life, over the phone. Get professional help if you suffer from anxiety, and they'll be able to help support you as well. Going to self-help groups work, and also just being part of cheerleading communities, positive people who love you even when your anxiety is really bad. And it can be hard when you're caring for someone with anxiety, because we just whittle on about the same thing. Or it might be a small thing to the person who doesn't have anxiety, but to us it feels it feels like the world's crumbling. So often just repeating, being calm with that person. But also we do have to look at ways we can help ourselves as well. I'm not saying I'll be able to banish your anxiety, because I still have anxiety, but what I can do is set myself up mentally as strong as possible to be able to manage my anxiety. So I hope these tips helped. They're just self-help tips, and I'd love to know what you find helps your anxiety. Maybe something creative. I love a bit of creativity, and whatever it is to you, I'd love to know. So please do comment below or chat to me on social at Mama Made Blog. Peace, love and shimmies. Please do subscribe and share if you think this will help others, and also it means the world to have your support. Bye.